Hi, so today on Celeb Se Charcha, we have the famous Faruddin Shahryar, who is known for his fantastic interview and who's creating Bollywood Hangama himself. He needs no introduction. But still, I'd like to tell you that he has written and sung over 100 jingles in India and abroad, and he's also a poet and an amazing singer. Welcome to Celeb Se Media.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So from Aligarh to where you were born and brought up to Mumbai, tell us about your journey from there to here.
So the journey, so I started off when I was in Aligarh. I had this interest in journalism, and I used to write letters to the editor in Times of India and I used to write poetry, and that used to get published in various publications in India as well as abroad. So it was interesting that it took around 11 days for a letter to reach, say, for example, UK, or maybe 13 days to reach USA at that point of time. And then after that, whether it was getting published, poem is getting published or not, they used to send by a letter. There was no email at that point of time, so it used to take another 11 days, 12 days. So for the entire process of just that one letter was almost like a month. And so published, sometimes if not. So that's how it all started. And then I went to Times School of Journalism in Delhi, and I did a course in journalism from Delhi after graduation in Mumbai, in Aligarh. And then I started working in a magazine called Sun Magazine, and I was an Asian Age newspaper in Delhi. And after that, I came to Mumbai, and for the last 13 years, I've been working in Bollywood and Nama. And so it all just, I think things just happened, and I got a bit lucky, and so that's how it has been.
So very organic process then.
I think there was nothing organic per se. Just I think things just tend to happen. We make a lot of plans, and things don't happen as per the plan most of the times.
Yeah.
And this happens. I'm basically a trained print journalist, and video things just happen. I had never imagined that I'll be doing interviews on video. Never ever. So it just happened. It just happened.
Nice. How nice. So what inspires you to make music? I mean, of course, you have this huge lineage behind you also. But apart from that, what is it that inspires you?
Music is a hobby. It's a passion for me, and so there was a point of time that I was also doing music as a profession. So I was recording a lot of jingles. I was making a lot of jingles for FM radio and television, and I also came up with a remix album. But gradually it became a passion. So I, along with a few friends of mine, and we started making music. And especially one friend of mine, his name is Navneet Kedar. So most of the good stuff that I've done is with him only. So he's a very fine composer, and so we have tried to put my father's poetry to music. So that has been a passion, and it is something that it gives a lot of hope as well.
Nice. I'm going to throw a very tough question at you. So which is your father's most favorite movie song? What he's written for movies?
That I feel?
Yeah, what is your father's, your father's work? So which is your favorite?
I think everything, whatever he has done in movies, everything I think is really remarkable. But if you ask me, then there's so many of them. But I'm just trying to just remember one.
Give us whatever comes to your mind first.
There's this couplet that is coming to my mind. जिसकी तमन्ना थी उसको तो ना पाया हमने, जिसकी तमन्ना थी उसको तो ना पाया हमने, इस बहाने मगर देख ली दुनिया
हमने. Umrao Jan?
Yes, Umrao Jan.
Amazing.
Umrao
Jan, I think each and every song of Umrao Jan is like a gem that needs to be,
Yeah.
it needs to be placed with a lot of honor. बहुत बहुत ही मतलब
Naturally.
बदतमीजी है तारीफ करना भी हो तो इतने इतने बड़े लोगों की, but seriously that it's just outstanding.
Right.
Acha, if you get the world's attention for 30 seconds, what is it that you would tell the world?
What is it that I tell the world? So, there's this quote that I read on Twitter a few days back, and it said that two of the biggest problems that are impacting the world are one is the pandemic, that is coronavirus, and the second is stupidity. So I would say that people should stop being stupid, make simple decisions in terms of, as of now, they should just stay indoors. They should ask the right questions. They should follow the rules and follow the instructions, and it's not all that difficult. So I would just say just keep it simple and don't be stupid.
Yeah, great. So what was the latest or the last experience that has changed you a little bit as a person, or has made you stronger as a person, or has left some lesson, has given some lesson to you?
See, I think the biggest has been this entire lockdown experience, and so we've not stepped out of the house at all, and we're just staying indoors, and we just how you can possibly take each day as it comes, and the fact that we may not be around because it is such a dangerous disease, and it can happen to anyone. It doesn't look at anyone's color and caste and creed and religion or anything.
Yeah.
And any sort of contact that you're having with the external world, and one is paranoid that this surface and wash this with the hand with the soap, and you have to wash this clean this with the sanitizer, and so this I think this has been a life altering experience for almost all of us. So similarly for me as well.
Right. We are so grateful that you have joined CelebPR app as a celebrity on it. You're on the platform. So what is your take about it, and what do you think how it helps celebrities and their fans? What do you think about celebrity media?
See, first of all, I really have never looked at myself as a celebrity, and I think it's very important that what we are told in when we were pursuing our course in journalism. So we were told that you're as good as your last story. So you may have done some great work maybe 6 months before, but if you goof up, say yesterday, then you'll be known because of what sort of goof up that you did yesterday. So my approach is that whatever I do, whatever interviews I do, or whatever work I do, I should be trying to just make sure that it reaches the maximum people, it turns out nicely, and there's a certain quality to it. So I've never really looked at myself from a celebrity perspective. But yes, see, I can share one thing that I've been doing for a really long time, and that happened organically. It just happened. So by Twitter and almost 10 years back. So I realized that the fans who are coming in contact with celebrities and everyone, so they're so passionate about it. And many a times people don't take them that seriously. They're not given that much amount of importance. But my personal experience is that, say, on various social media platforms, many a times I tend to follow the fan clubs of various stars. And maybe I may not be following that particular star because I realize that the fan club, they have more information about the star,
That's
more
right.
useful to us as a media person. And they are far more, they're so passionate, and I tend to take their fan questions during my interactions. And it's so interesting, and so passionate, and there are fans of stars all across the world. I've had real life experiences. I've met fans of stars in reality as well. So when I was approached for this concept, would you want to be a part of a platform like this? So I thought that it's wonderful to just interact with real people. And so whenever I travel abroad or wherever I travel, even in India, so I tend to come across people who tend to follow my interviews. They have certain things to say. So I wouldn't say call them like fans per se. I would say call them like as someone who are viewers and who are following
Yeah.
me. So if I can get an
Admirers.
opportunity to interact with them live, if I can get an opportunity to interact with them, why not? So it can be a wonderful platform.
So you are very, very popular, for your rapid fire that you do with all the celebrities. So why don't we do a
Oh,
rapid fire with you? So are you
sure.
ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the funniest interview you have ever done.
You know, entertainment is a very important part of the conversations that we tend to do. We do all these quiz rounds and rapid fire and 5 second challenges. So we really concentrate on the fact that people should get entertained. And to be honest, there are many interviews which are very entertaining and are very funny. But one interview that comes to my mind offhand, I'm just picking it offhand that's coming to my mind is. So we did this interview last year with the team of Talan. That is Alia Bhatt, Varun Dhawan, Aditya Roy Kapoor, and Sonakshi Sinha. So I thought there were some really very funny moments in that, and especially Alia Bhatt, the way she laughs. I think she's got this amazing laughter that really goes to the top, and had those moments in that interview. So it was very funny, and we got a great response for it as well. So
Right.
offhand, from mine, but to be honest, there are many interviews which are very entertaining that we've been part of.
So second question, which celebrity do you want to swap lives with?
Which swap lives with. You know, to be honest, I don't want to swap lives with any celebrity, to be honest.
Nice. Great. What makes you smile and what scares you the most during an interview?
What what makes you smile? See, I think, whenever a celebrity, when they are relaxed and when they are willing to have some fun and they are open-minded. So I think that is something that always makes you smile because even I as a journalist can just relax down. So and what scares me the most? See, what scares me the most is that कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कि ऑडियो रिकॉर्ड नहीं होगा कुछ वीडियो में तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा because it has happened with us once in a while it has happened like we did an interview with Kareena Kapoor for Ravan and so we did that at Mannat but interview went well but we realized that video record ही नहीं हुआ
मुझे वो डर
video
अभी
never
लग रहा है.
video never got recorded. So, and it has happened a few more times. Like, for example, we did an interview with the Tiger Shroff, Tara Sutaria, and Ananya Pandey. That was an exclusive interview, and उसमें audio record नहीं हुआ. So we
Oh
had to
dear, my
take the
God.
audio from the ambience, and even though we got a great response for that interview, it got like 5 million views, but there was no
Wow.
audio, and a lot of people were that there's no audio. So that is something that really scares me the most.
The technicalities, yeah, the technicalities scare you because that is
Technicalities,
not in
yeah.
your hand. You don't know what will happen in the machine.
Technicalities in a way, yes.
Absolutely. So if a movie was made on your life, what genre would it be and who would you like to play it? Who would you like? Yeah, which actor would you like to be played?
You know, I really don't think that I've done enough for a movie to be made on my life. To be honest,
Correct, correct. These
I
are
think
hypothetical questions.
that's an hypothetical question, but I think that will be like indulging in vanity for me. I think I need to do I think a lot much more to maybe even think of that. And I think
Right.
you don't have to make a movie on everyone's life anyways. There are
Correct.
enough
I
people
totally
that you can
agree. Yes.
possibly yeah. So I don't think that everyone's life needs to be documented in a movie in the first place.
Absolutely. That's so rightly said. I think more and more people will need to hear that nowadays. कि हर किसी के लाइफ में पिक्चर बनानी जरूरी नहीं है. Sorry, and which Bollywood star you loved interviewing the most, or you always look forward to interviewing the most?
there are many people that I really am very fond of, and I really like to interview. But it is a bit, I think, not right maybe to take one name, because there are many people, and so if you ask me that one person whom I really look forward to at all points of time is Amitabh Bachchan, because I've grown up watching his movies, and I think he's got this amazing aura. And even now, for the last 20 years, the way he has reinvented himself, and the fact that he's so punctual, and he's so amazing to talk to, that it just totally baffles you. Like, I'll just give you one example. So we were supposed to do this interview with him after Piku, and the interview was supposed to be at 4:30, and we were there at his house, at his office in Janak, and we were just setting up, and we were just ready and all that. So he just walks in at 4:25. The interview was at 4:30. He walks in at 4:25, and he said, "मैंने सोचा है पहले आपसे बातचीत कर." So yeah, that baffles me, because many times stars tend to have this notion that जितना वो delay करेंगे उतने बड़े वो star हैं. So Amitabh Bachchan is a complete exception to that.
Absolutely. And has there ever been a faux pas where you've asked like totally like out of place question and you're like, oh my God, ये मैंने क्या पूछ लिया?
हुआ है. हुआ है. There have been occasions, but I can tell you what exactly really happened. But हुआ है. Yeah, and it's really funny, and there have been occasions when people have requested later, the publicist, that because maybe if we cannot use that. So yeah, that has happened.
Achha. And what is the best? But, yeah. Of course, हाँ वो कभी-कभी ध्यान नहीं रहता. What is the best, last question? So what is the best advice given by a celebrity to you?
What is the best advice? I think there are quite a few. I've learned quite a lot of things from quite a lot of people, to be honest. So the way I used to look maybe 8 years before now, and if you see my interviews, like say 8 or 9 years back, and the way I look now in terms of grooming, and why it's important to take care of your physical appearance and your health and your fitness. So I've learned all those things from a lot of people, multiple people. But one thing, if you ask me, then once again it will be Amitabh Bachchan. So Mr. Bachchan was doing this interaction. It was a non-camera interaction. So he just invited a few journalists at a 5-star hotel, and उनकी एक फिल्म आ रही थी, टीम उसका नाम. So Sujoy Ghosh has produced that movie. So Sujoy Ghosh was there, Vishal Dadlani was there, the music composer. Vishal Dadlani was basically doing the moderation part. He was asking questions to Mr. Bachchan and Sujoy Ghosh and the director. So once their interaction ended, so after that the journalists, they started asking questions. One journalist asked a question to Mr. Bachchan that what has been the most satisfying work of your career? So he said none of them. The journalist said कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा आप down to earth हैं, बहुत ही आप humble हैं, आप हमेशा ऐसे बोलते हैं कि आप basically अपने आप को बहुत ही ज़्यादा मतलब lightly दिखाते हैं, that you are not that big a star the way you are. So Mr. Bachchan said one thing that I will always remember. I've told it to a lot of people, and so he said that the moment you get satisfied as a creative person, the moment you get satisfied with any of your work, that is the death of you as a creative person.
Wow.
So don't get satisfied, and keep on moving. Look back and just look back at your work and see what mistakes you committed and what learning can you do from that. That is something that Mr. Bachchan said, and I would say one more thing that I've told to a lot of other people as well. So I've been fortunate to interview Asha Bhosle ji multiple times. We've had some great conversation. I think she's a great person to talk to, and so many things that you can learn from her. So one thing that she told me was that she always treats each song of hers as her first song. उनका कहना है कि मैं हर गाने को अपना पहला गाना मानती हूँ, मेरे अंदर वही इनसिक्योरिटी होती है कि मैं गाने को मैं गा पाऊंगी सही से कि नहीं गा पाऊंगी। जब मैं गाड़ी में होती हूँ स्टूडियो जाने के लिए, तब मैं उसको रिहर्स कर रही होती हूँ अपने माइंड में। मैं उसमें वहां पहुंच के मैं जो लिरिक्स है मैं उनसे उनके वर्ड्स जो वर्ड्स होते हैं उसके मीनिंग पूछती हूँ, उनके सही प्रोनाउंसिएशन पूछती हूँ। जो रिकॉर्डिस्ट है उससे मैं पूछती रहती हूँ कि डॉक्टर मैं सही से साउंड कर रही हूँ कि नहीं कर रही हूँ। म्यूजिक कंपोजर से मैं पूछती हूँ कि सर आपको कैसा चाहिए, क्या चाहिए, the entire thing. So the fact that Asha Bhosle, even in her 80s, is still relevant. She can still fill in a stadium anywhere in the world on the basis of merit, and people come for a houseful shows of her all across the world. The reason for that is that she treats everything that she does as if she is doing for the first time, and she never takes it for granted.
That's what legends are made of, right?
That's what legends are made of. Yeah, that's what legends are made
Absolutely. How lovely talking to you. So thank you so much for all your time. And
Thank you
we
very much.
hope to have an interaction with you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Lovely talking to you.